Sorry, I was just fixing my blanket. Okay. Also, Be Right Back is on a toggle, so if you did it again afterwards, it would turn off, but I can do it to myself because I'm back. What was I up to? Confidential? They asleep, yeah. Uh, I read this one, didn't I? Yeah. So a certain dissonance. Are we out of ads too? Yes? Yes. Good. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Well, and a big slap. Okay. Progress by leaps and bounds has become typical of humanity in this challenging 20th century. Against the background of tremendous inequality, breakthroughs in science and technology can seem not to just astonishing but even insulting. Breakthroughs in science and technology can seem not just astonishing but even insulting. There, Jesus. My brain did not register that properly. But this is a sociological and political matter. Right now, I want to contemplate the issue of the individual who, feeling himself in a state of accelerated freefall, is being flung forward faster and faster by progress, much like a pseudo-scientific fears voiced when the railroads were being built, when the suggestion was actually made that the sight of the landscape whizzing by at 50 kilometers per hour would drive passengers mad. I am beset by similar predictions. Just 25 years ago, more than half of all Soviet citizens were illiterate. Slapped awake is cray. Yeah. Today, we are flying into space. What awaits us tomorrow? Will we have time to catch our breath before our next great leap? Why is my bot no lurk? I don't know. Uh, right, yes. I did have something for you to do. What was that thing I was... What was I getting Ivy to do? What is correct? What? Oh yeah, Clanko. That's right. Yeah, how do you feel, huh? Feel bad? Heck. Heck. Oh god, another attached file here.
As a young man, plutonium, now P3, was confident and funny, which played a key role in his assignment to Argentum. He was a promising operative, but lagged behind many other candidates in a number of ways. However, the positive influence and infectious good humor he imparted to his fellow servicemen, especially in comparison to the more morose Commander Kuznetsov, served as a compelling reason to recruit him. Because of this, the emergence of a more intimate relationship between him and Agent Blesna was only a matter of time.
Agent Blesna. So plutonium was P3. We got that correct. Zaharov to Sechenov. You don't understand me, or is it that you don't want to? Or are you afraid of losing the man who will give you your brilliant future? No, I'm not particularly fond of the human race you love so dearly. But that's not the reason, Dmitri. I am the only one who can sort out all the finer points from the inside. The implement can only be configured and analyzed from within the subject's consciousness. No test subject, whether it be rat or even a human being, can perform this kind of research. You are preventing me from continuing my work. Heck. Lesnar. We read that one. We didn't read this one. Here's my opinion on your article, quote, on the culture of instant messaging, end quote. Instant messaging back in 1995? Damn. Hydrate. Okay. Coffee or water? All in all, I think it's well written. It is succinct. Water? Okay. That's some good water. We'll mark that as complete. I have done your water. And it does a good job of explaining the concept of developing faster ways to transmit text. The comparison to mail, then telegraph, then the telephone, and then finally the terminal system is quite good. However, your frivolous dalliance with depicting emotions via text seems entirely out of place, or even theatrical. How do you imagine people will use punctuation to fill a text-based message with emotional context? Content, my bad. People still don't understand the difference between a dash and a hyphen, or a comma and a semicolon. And you want them to start using these characters to communicate their mood? It's truly absurd. Get rid of it. Katerina, I read what you wrote about using a colon and a parentheses to make a smiley face. It's a cute idea, but Privilov will never approve of something like that. Absurd. I mean, yeah, look at how cute this is. This is way cuter than what they were saying. I think you'd be better off doing it a different way. Remember how people used to abbreviate words in telegrams? Maybe if you want to show you're happy, you could write hap, and if you feel sad, you could just write sad. Think it over, XOXO Maria. Yeah, I'm hap right now. I'm really hap. Like, I'm so hap. Dmitri, I read your plan to install me in an implantable module. I value your persistence, but I must repeat yet again. I have no desire for arms, legs, hair, or the need to waste time eating and going to the bathroom. I'm fine, Dimitri, but your weak-minded desire to anthropomorphize everything under the sun is making me uneasy. Instead of thinking about how to put me in the head of some muscle-bound member of the Communist Youth League, why don't you find a way to cast off the burden of your own aging flesh? Damn. From a comprehensive article from Technology for Kids about the facility. In the West, smart, educated people call us Homo Sovieticus. Do they? They're proud to have discovered this type of person, so they came up with a nice name. They also use this name to humiliate us and put us down. They don't realize we've done something more. We were the first to breed this type of person, but in the West, all they can do is come up with new words for things. And they think this contribution to history is much more important than our accomplishments. The West's high opinion of itself is deserving of ridicule. P.S. At Sechenov's request, find reference to Homo Sovieticus throughout the entire database and change it to Homo Futurum in every instance. Alright. Ooh, loot. Ooh, loot. Loot! We got a loot. Sad. No homo. But Homo Futurum. There's so many computers around here, it's ridiculous. Are you willing to die? Then you're our man. Speaker. Despite the march of progress, one fact remains. Flying to the Red Planet is risky, dangerous proposition. Reporter. Who are the people who will bring the light of humanity to Mars for all of us? Speaker. I think the first trips to Mars will be very, very dangerous. The risk of the lethal outcome will be high, but it can't be helped. Are you willing to die? Then you're our man. Reporter. How would you describe this mission? Speaker. I think it's the most inspiring thing I could possibly imagine. Life should be something more than just solving everyday problems. When you wake up in the morning, you should think about the future with ecstasy. You should feel inspired and love life. Why is there so much to read? I'm gonna need another drink for this. At your request, I have reviewed the compilation of absurd quotations from Bergio's figures that have since been utterly trounced by progress and Soviet science. 1876. This telephone has too many shortcomings to be seriously considered as a means of communication. William Wharton, President of the Western Union. The Americans have need of the telephone, but we do not. We have plenty of messenger boys. So William Price, Chief Engineer of the British Post Office. Okay, let's be fair, Britain's like tiny. They could just send post boys around everywhere. (1889) Fooling around with the alternating currents, just a waste of time. Nobody will ever use it. Too dangerous. Thomas Edison. Get rid of it. We don't want to make fun of Edison. Why not? Let's all be proud of what Nikola Tesla did. What are we up to? 1921. The wireless music box has no imaginable commercial value. Who would pay for a message sent to nobody in particular? David Sarnoff's partners in response to his request to invest in the radio, mentioning that the radio was invented by Alexander Popov. 1926. While theatrically and technically television may be feasible, commercially and financially it is an impossibility. Lee DeForest, get rid of it, our citizens don't care about the commercial financial success. There's a lot of words in here. There's no basis whatsoever on which to suggest that nuclear power will ever be possible. It would mean that man has learned to split the atom. Albert Einstein. Very good, but make sure Einstein actually said it, otherwise it'll be like his riddle. 1936. A rocket will never be able to leave the Earth's atmosphere. New York Times. This one is simply magnificent, their very first issue. 1946. The working man always has been and always will be. But the robot is nothing more than a flash in the pan. Henry Ford. Oh god. We have ads coming. Ads. Quick. There's ads coming. Everyone run and hide. Pop Nemo. Why are you Pop Nemoing? I didn't see the pop up for ads though. I mean, it should be popping up. They're definitely coming. They start in a minute 30. It's a bit weird. Television won't be able to hold on to any market it captures after the first 6 months. People will soon get tired of staring at a plywood box every night. Daryl Zanuck, producer and one of the founders of 20th Century Fox. Not sure about this one, don't publish it until the party sorts out its relationships to the entertainment program. Heh, people don't want to look at a TV every night. That's wild. Okay, we in ads or are they starting soon? 47 seconds. 1949, with a calculator like ENIAC, the first computer, today is equipped with 18,000 vacuum tubes and weighs 30 tons. Ads starting in 30. Computers in the future may only have 1,000 vacuum tubes and perhaps weigh only 1.5 tons. Popular mechanics. Good, but translate the name Popular Mechanics into Russian instead of leaving it in English. Ooh. Yes, my 1.5 ton computer. Alright, I'll stop reading now. Ads are starting soon. We can wait. We just vibe. How's everyone doing? Have you been hydrating and stretching when they get redeemed? Nope. You meant to do these with me, you know. That's how it works. Maybe next time. Maybe next time? You know I have infinite points, right? I have infinite points. Stretch!
Mic feedback off. Mic off. Mic on. Mic off. Mic on.
Ah, that was good. Alright, we have 50 more seconds of ads where we wait. Do a little dance party. Dance, 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 dance. Yeah. I should probably mute IQ, huh? Voice prompts. Turn you off. You don't need to know when the mic is on and off. Alright, how we going? Ads in progress for 10 more seconds. Okay. Welcome back, welcome back. Ads should be over. Let's continue. 1951. There is practically no chance communication space satellites will be used to provide better telephone, telegraph, television, or radio service inside the United States. T. Craven, FCC Commissioner. Underscore the fact that maybe they can't do it, but we sure can. 1955. There is no reason for any individual to have a computer in their home. Ken Olson, founder of the Digital Equipment Corp. Wow. I guess I don't need my computer anymore. Goodbye, everybody. Alright, what is this? Printing archive. Andrei Revanovsky's unknown feat. For a long time, Andrei Revanovsky's name was spoken of with contempt and dismay in the Soviet scientific circles. As a capitalist and an idealist who fled the Soviet Union, and a vocal critic of the party's authority and ideals of communism, it was obviously that a good relationship with him was simply impossible. However, later, when Ravenovsky willingly grew disillusioned with American ideas, his rhetoric changed and his relationship to the motherland changed along with it. It goes without saying that this move led to a hue and cry in the West and generally glee in Ravenovsky's homeland. Nowadays, Andrei has successfully developed his deep-sea dwelling project with the aid of underwater engineers from Sakhalin and is considered a true friend of Soviet science and Facility 3826. Thanks for all the fish. Needless to say, large-scale projects to conquer outer space and colonize planets are laudable and worthy of respect. Man has always reached for the stars, but let's be honest, there's nothing out there. Space is cold, empty, inhospitable place without any mysteries. I mean, is it? Easy? Wait, can I slap Ivy? Oh, I can. Wahahaha. All that awaits us there are resources and the satisfaction of mankind's ego. Our home is another matter entirely. I'm referring to Earth, or more precisely, the ocean. We know less about the depths of the ocean than we do the dark side of the moon. According to available data, only 2 to 5% of the world's oceans have been explored. Evolution can't help us in space, but underwater it can reveal our true potential. In this article, you will learn about the potential benefits of exploring and conquering the ocean. To put it bluntly, what's the point in flying to the far reaches of space when our own home holds many secrets than other planets? Boop. What are you booping for? What you booping for? 'Cause I love you. Mm-hmm. Alright, Michael, I've been receiving very unambiguous reports about what's been going on at the theater. If even a portion of what my informants have been telling me is true, I'd like to conduct a certain experiment. Give them free rein and curtail any security measures. I want to know if even Soviet citizens and facility employees can be capable of moral failings. After 2 months, find an excuse to visit the place, tell them Vavilov has achieved amazing results and we want to celebrate it, invite VIPs. I want to see this for my own eyes. They're talking about the brothel that happened at the theater. I guess. The time has come to acknowledge that we are careening into a future of an amazing speed. Our scientific machine is running at full capacity. And most talented Soviet scientists? How should I get scientist? Most talented Soviet citizens are working day and night to advance the cause of progress. But what of evolution? It remains in the distant past. The 1917 revolution demonstrated that it was possible to tear down the old and erect the new in its place. The same goes for the decrepit monarchistic phenomenon of evolution. Now man is not just a pinnacle of creation, but a creator himself. And he has the ability and the right to alter himself in accordance with his desires. Gills for divers, wings for first responders, flame retardant skin for firemen. This is just a small sample of what awaits us in the near future. We are no longer grist for the mill of natural selection. We are natural selection. Wow. Oh god, there's another one. More of my terrible reading, let's go. Okay, this one's kind of small. That's better than what we just read. Hypothetically speaking, thanks to today's discovery of supplementary biphotoquantum entanglement, that's a mouthful, I can actually send this letter into the past, say 30 years ago, to myself at this very terminal. For example, I can write a message to myself dated June 9th, 1955, saying, "Run! The robots have revolted. Save yourself." Unfortunately, this is just theory. We're actually quite far from actually communicating with the past, so I'll have to carry the memory of that day until my death 63 years from now. Oh, okay. I don't have to read this one. This is great.
After the incident, plutonium's brain was no longer suitable for a spark polymer extension. So I designed a similar polymer-based brain function extension for him called Voskhod. Cheriton, may he rest in peace, would be pleased to hear that his designs had not been wasted.
Oh dear. Okay, what's this about? Plutonium is recovering following neural adjustment and the installation of Voskhod module. He has no memory of his wife, the events in Bulgaria, or any other data you indicated. He is extremely tenuous psychologically and emotional state. As an active Argentum agent, he is already fit for duty, awaiting your orders. Not my wife. P.S. Unfortunately, during the key phase of the adjustment, an employee expressed sympathy with the agents, describing them as returning from their ordeal as crispy critters. The expression has since become an inextricable part of the agent's what the psychorhythmic and emotional background. If necessary, we could perform another adjustment in order to fix this linguistic oddity, but it would take time. So, Crispy Critters was the oddity that they talked about upstairs. How many more terminals are there? 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more terminals? What else are we gonna learn? Oh, this one's easy. Hi, Christina. I left 2 devices on overnight in a FISA and a lighthouse. I usually use them to test speech-based inter-system communication programs. Programs? I need more coffee. Communication protocols. I wanted them to adjust exchange phrases and then keep going based on the progressive Turing method. Here are the results. It's pretty creepy. I'll probably just wipe one of them tonight.
Oh, you've got a very large data exchange sector, Beacon. I'd like to interface with it right now.
When I analyze the dimensions of your chassis, I experience an overload in my neurocomposite architecture, Betsy. My system's core processors have begun to consume a large quantity of electricity.
I demand that you interface with my system immediately and transmit all your data to me in large packets, Beacon.
That kind of connection can be dangerous, Betsy. You know, humans will see a digital sign of my presence. Please, can you wait while I activate a firewall?
No, Beacon, I don't want to wait any longer. Sorting your data through a firewall will make information exchange less pleasurable. Please accept my access protocol right away.
Quiet, Betsy. A scientist is approaching.
God damn it.
What do we have here? What the hell? Stop recording!
I don't know how I feel about that. We still need to think about all the names since terms come about naturally, just like slang. But for now, here are the orders regarding articles. Ha. What are you hiding about? That voice recording? Intergram and Soyuz system and a unified information field that can be accessed via a computer terminal. Slide. Unit of informational space in the system. Try not to use the term page under any circumstances. Application, small program, social network. Soviet users do not have access to any network, socialist or otherwise. Come up with something clearer. Glitch. What kind of word is this anyway? Sounds like nonsense. Use error. Stylus. And keep seeing this a Burgess faux Latin word. Use pen or light pen instead. While designing the latest Android models, we have had to focus on not only utilitarian tasks, but also commercial viability. Our products are exported all over the world and they need to look and feel like something from the Soviet Union. In other words, we need to focus on what Americans call design. I kind of feel like AI Betsy is or was the start of Nora. Where was I? Americans called design. We spent a long time discussing which elements will be most recognizable when it comes to robot names, designs, functions, etc. Then all these ballerinas, Natashas, and such started showing up. Everything from a robot's appearance to quality should scream made in the USSR. Attention, equipment manager. Provide me with 2 prototype ballerina bodies, and disconnect them from the neural network. Delete their AI modules. I need 2 blank robots. Panty Goblin has redeemed Zarwa and a hydrate. Okay. What would you like me to hydrate with, Gobbo? Coffee or water? Also, welcome in. Coffee. Okay. And what is this about in quick terms? I'm a caffeine whore. Come on now. Yeah, it's fair. That is fair. How do I even pronounce that? Comrade Yevstigneva? I've been seeing more sloppy use of terms in our publications again. Remember, robot is a general term for any manufactured mechanism based on robotics. It is an automated device designed to perform various mechanical operations that acts according to the previous established program. An android is a humanoid robot with various functions. You keep mixing up every robot that can communicate with an android. Please be more mindful of this. The term biorobot has been prohibited by Comrade Sechenov himself and may not be used in any way. Words like automaton, doll, and machine have no place in our publications. Uppies. Also, your clanker has been added, Gobbo. Okay, what's this one? About Noshkin, Zakarina, and Isapova. This is really cruel, Maria. I get Noshkin as a pig. But this is unprofessional. What if he actually goes to the supervisor, or even worse, Sechenov, and starts talking about how his work is magically cataloging itself? Then when they see who's doing it all and find out it's just a nasty prank, what are you going to tell them? That Noshkin seduced you in Gagra, wouldn't marry you, so you started sabotaging the lab? You need to stop. If anyone asks me about this, I won't cover for you. So much storms and internet chaos high. Seduced and gagged me? Deal. Wild to see you change? What? Note as all ad space. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can. Do 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 do. This one. I've obtained smoke, hence my late arrival to the party. Ooh, wow. This guy is pro clanker. Maybe I am pro clanker. I have a whole clip about me saying things about the anti-clanker violence. I'm serious, Maria. It's happening again. My catalogs are splitting up and restructuring themselves on their own. I measured it. I've got a spreadsheet. What do you measure? Is it small? Also, I must obtain agua since I got cotton mouth like I'm fucking damn. Yeah, I'm almost out of coffee too. We might need a break soon. I think the entire archive is operating like collective, only separately. What if we accidentally create a self-learning system that can think and make decisions? I mean, with all the other insane stuff going on here, does that really sound crazy? I'm going to try run a reverse Turing test on it. I haven't slept in 72 hours, but I am right. We're all getting a promotion. That does say, but if I'm right. Sorry again about what happened last winter. Agent Blesner and Plutonium are extremely valuable employees. Saving their lives is top priority. I will perform the operation myself. On behalf of the facility management and myself personally, I would like to congratulate you all on the magnificent beginning to this reporting period. Our close-knit team has proven yet again that the spirit of camaraderie and efficient teamwork can yield stunning results. In regard to the aforementioned, it is my pleasure to announce that this month every archive employee will receive a bonus. And in the interest of enlightenment, everyone will receive complimentary tickets to Director Lestoshkin's theatrical performance. Thank you, comrades. Aye, aye, comrades. Can I jump? I can't jump. Alright, let's go up here. What do we got? Like 3 more terminals up here? Losing my damn mind.
I only need one for now.
Can't even pick that up. Oh god. No topic. Get over here right now, please. Something's wrong. Dumb and Dumber. Please change the workspace assignments for Y and M Klimov and put them as far as from each other as possible despite these employees' excellent professional qualifications. Ads incoming. Oh good, I can run away and get more coffee. Just because I have beer and back on doesn't mean I can't see your lame message, you punk. take my pennies. Would you prefer Brat Ivy? Ivy is a brat. Things I read wrong for 200. I'm assuming you read pennies wrong and you thought of something questionable. Corgo 1, Corgo 1, Corgo 1, Corgo 1, Corgo 1 pennies. Daily double noises. You're gonna have TTS read out the bits. He's going crazy in here. Alright, ads done. Corgo 1, Corgo 1, Corgo 1, Corgo 1, Corgo 1. If you connect Tangier to your stream, you can build a voice replicator to do TTS for you. Yeah, well, maybe later. We'll think about it. Dumb and Dumber. Did we read this? Excellent professional qualifications. Their productivity plummets if they are able to converse with one another. You should be ashamed of yourself for thinking about penis. Corgo 100, I love you. Jesus. What are you doing, Goose? What are you doing? What are you at now? You're 340 biddies. That's like 340 biddies. Oh, my stream died. Oh dear. Right. I was making coffee. What am I doing? Oh, what sort of chaos is being incited? Birdzel's making coffee. What are you doing? Checks bits, you're safe from chaos today. Ayanita said I do what I want. She did indeed say that. Not Azul issue is my issue, yes. Wanna support my Azul friend, support him. Give Azul the uppies. With wow bitties, one Koga. Punks, I swear. Whole bunch of punks. D-Ray. No punks? I don't know, you're kinda looking like punks. What? Okay, there's a clip. There's a clip. Fake news? Fake news? You know the fake news of a certain tranquil tree running away and not being here? My stream so lag. Ivy reacted to being called punks before I heard Azul say it. It happens a lot to me when I watch other streams. People are ahead of me. It happens, you know? But what matters is that you're here. As soon as Az is attempting to govern the ungovernable, that's true. You are all ungovernable. And we love you for it. I am shocked. Well, things at the facility usually shock me in a good way. This time I am simply outraged. Also, I got some chocolate. Hmm. The original sin, loving the ungovernable. Honestly, you're all gay. Chaos beans. Oh, I said chaos. Hydrate. I assume you want water. Yup, chaos beans. The latest innovation in analyzing the structure of the future have allowed your lab assistants to make predictions of incredible accuracy and importance. T-shirt idea in progress. Oh god. And what are they doing? That's right, they're logging into our systems to hear the latest music from the radio of the future. I have no intention of disparaging the achievements of this project. Hearing music that will not be written for 30 to 40 years is truly a scientific marvel. Man, Psychonauts 2 is so damn fun. I'm so glad you're having fun. Dance Rave continues. But only for the layman. Your employees are men of science, not greasers in leather jackets and tight jeans. If anyone else comes here to save themselves a copy of the latest Billie Eilish song, I'll cut off access for a month. Okay. Just dropping some Billie Eilish in here, huh? Bury a friend plays in the distance. Well, They just dropped Billie Eilish, so now you gotta listen to her. Despite the obvious importance of the entire archive for Facility 3826, I've been unable to get authorization for additional shipments of superconductor material for over a year now. Before the accident, Comrade Zakharov promised to solve the problem via his personal channels. My question for you, Comrade Supervisor, is: do you have any such channels of your own? Could you perhaps solve the problem for me? My face when I realized. Okay, is it actually? I don't listen to her, so I got no idea if that's her song or not. Yes? Okay. Well, I am glad then. 10 out of 10 for you. It's one of the most popular ones. I mean, she doesn't come up in my playlist, so that's on me, I guess. Dodging the pre-pandemic Billy is so dope. 10 out of 10. You lived a life of note. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. Also chocolate. The note was softly sung by a 17-year-old, but still. Wait, you saying Billie Eilish was 17 in the pandemic? My Billie Eilish content is flailing. The agent's tests have yielded impressive results while immersed in limbo. Yeah, she's only 23 now. God, that makes... wow. Good for her. The seemingly fragile young woman literally becomes an invincible fighter. The implications of training sabotage specialists as well as our overall approach to secrecy are enormous. The fighter's memory can literally be wiped without harming their skills or personality. The term sleeper agent will take on a whole new meaning very soon. Data deleted. Data deleted my knowledge of Billie Eilish.
Nechayev has emerged from his year in rehab a new man, with new habits and behaviors. For example, he's become fond of a certain euphemism: crispy critters. It all started after one of the medics described him and Blesna as crispy critters during his recovery. He was still in a coma at the time. He suddenly leaped out of bed and nearly strangled the medic to death. The staff subdued him by shouting, "We're under fire," after which Plutonium ducked for cover, hit his head, and passed out. Ever since then, crispy critters has become part of his vocabulary. Could it be an example of psychological imprinting?
Crispy critters. Comrade Privilov Is there any way to Is there any way to automate cataloging on a software level? According to my calculations, I spend between 5 and 7% of the time it takes me to do the paperwork, filing in dates and numbers. As a result, I waste about 47 minutes each day, which adds up to about 1,260 minutes a month, or about 21 hours. Psychologically imprinting his foot in the ass canonically. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. That's 2.5 work days I could be spending more efficiently. Have you lost your minds over there? Do something about this right away. Yeah. P.S. I want a psychologist for... Let me just restart that and just wipe my brain real quick. I went to a psychologist for a checkup as requested. In total, my sessions took 11 hours, about 2 of which were spent on smoke breaks. The psychologist found no deviations. Okay. So Blesna's the wife. P3 is plutonium. And they're crispy critters. Got it. Lecture by A. Kahaimov? I don't know. Speaker, when I give talks in the Soviet Union, 8 to 15 minute smoke breaks is interesting though. Oh, 8 15-minute? Jesus. I'm gonna need a coffee break for my brain after this. When I give talks in the Soviet Union and allied countries, I am often asked whether it makes sense to focus scientific progress on making fundamental changes to the human race. Ungovernable by delay, reacting to make a brain even more confused. We could, for example, teach people to change the properties of their skin in order to make more resistant to heat and cold, or regrow lost limbs like certain reptiles. Okay. Or change their biochemistry on a basic level. In other words, to rephrase as a well-known thesis, should we strive for evolution in the individual? Yeah, let me just go change my biochemistry real quick. What does that even mean? From the room, skeptical laughter. Speaker, my answer is no. I admit that this defeatist attitude. But my objection does not lie in some Bourdieu's conception of man as a pinnacle of creation. We have access to powerful technology, and yet we should not alter ourselves to suit our environment. That would be a step backwards. Instead, we must perfect science in order to fully subjugate nature itself, whether it be here on Earth or somewhere else. Excerpt from Debate Club. Speaker 1. Maintaining the high levels technology Soviet science has achieved obviously requires people of profound intellect. Sorry, chocolate got stuck in my throat just for a second. Hey, you, what? What? It's just a little bit of chocolate. This is my fear that the situation could arise in which technology allows society to become stupider is irrational. Enjoying the chocolate in your throat. Yeah. Yeah, I am enjoying that chocolate in my throat, actually. It has orange peels in it. Yeah, you are. Oh, God. Okay. Otherwise, this level of technology would be ultimately unstable, much like a certain chatter. Well, it won't let me clip that cursed. Well, I guess that's on you. Speak it too, but if this threatens to divide mankind into two groups, a smaller group with big brains that does all the intellectual activity, and another massive group with tiny brains that either does the simplest jobs or does nothing at all because machines do everything for them, that is a pretty gloomy future. But is it even possible? This is the exactly why the population's ideological education needs to be a #1 priority. Clip isn't working. Uh, yep.